Alright, we're speed running this for the YouTubes. Alright, first off, I'm running CLS plus Old Ben. We're taking C3PO out. That's what's going on for the Imperial Troopers. You'll see it when we start the battle. The main things that you need to do in that battle is to manage Moff Gideon by stunning him, keeping his turn meter down if he's not stunned. If he is stunned, move to the Death Troopers. Make sure that they don't get to just have free reign over you. Increasing your cooldowns is a problem, okay? But keep Moff Gideon down. Don't kill him, though. We want to kill something else so we can keep him as stunned as possible. And dispel the taunt on Stormtrooper. Those are like your big things to beat this fight. As long as Stormtrooper doesn't get to just sit there and taunt forever, you'll probably be fine. The Maul fight, a little different, but kind of similar. We didn't have to talk about any of the modifiers in the first fight because they're real simple and easy. We don't even have to think about them. The Maul fight, we gotta think a little bit. It says everybody loses 100 speed. Anytime any character crits, they gain 20 speed for a maximum of 200. So it's a similar thing where we're gonna try and control, but we're gonna go like Turbo Han Solo. So we're getting our instant always shoot first. We're going to stun whoever's taunting because we want to make sure that all the 4 lackeys are stunned up so they can't assist whenever they get counterattacks. They can't assist whenever Maul does his little push. We don't want any of that. And we want to try and make sure that we are attacking with him and we are always doing the CLS wiggle in order to call everybody to assist as much as possible. We want to make sure he's as stacked as possible. We want C3PO to start reducing his cooldowns as much as we can. And we want to make sure that we can blind as often as possible. Because dispelling all that extra gunk off of Maul is really good. And making it so that they are blind means that they will miss their attack. Therefore, not gaining any of the speed that is promised from the global. And that's it. Nice and simple, right? Now, I know that's not what's playing over my voice currently, but you get the gist of it. You can skip to the end and kind of see how it is. If that's all you're here for, you can mute my ugly voice and listen to some Radiohead or something. I don't know. Now I want to talk about this event, right? It's a real event. I'm very frustrated with how it's rolled out, as it set 2 separate precedents for conquest characters. What I mean with that is like Razor Crest has 2 locations that it can be obtained outside of this event. The weekly shipments and the ship arena shipments, right? One for money, one for free. Makes sense. Then we have this, which is a little mixture of both, right? It makes it relatively easy to obtain the ship. I'd say you'd probably be able to finish it 3 to 4 months, depending on RNG and how much crystals you want to spend. If you want to spend less crystals, we'd say probably 6 to 8. From 0, right? Now, Commander Ahsoka Tano has nowhere else to be farmed. Nowhere else. She exists only here, that I know of. They just pulled her out of weekly shipments. She doesn't have a free-to-play farm location. She just has this. Which means, if you have 0 shards of this character, what is it? It's 330. She only comes out even, so 340. 34 divided by 2 is 17. It will take you, 12 is a year, plus 5 is 17. It'll take you nearly a year and a half to farm this character without any of her crazy 2200 crystal refreshes. That's insane. Insane. For Capital Games to like lock us out of a character for this long, right? For the people who were not a part of her conquest, which, mind you, God, I'm old, right? That was a year and like 2 or 3 months ago, because they were late to put Ahsoka Tano into the farming rotation a year after, like they said they would. They put Razor Crest in, but not Ahsoka Tano, right? But on top of that, that year you had to wait to get her, you don't get her for another year and a half. Now, even for someone like me who like partially made it through normals and had a couple of Ahsoka Tano shards, you know, I didn't make it a lot, so I only had like 45 shards, but I'm still gonna take a year to farm her. A whole year for a character I've already waited a year to farm. It's ridiculous. It's crazy, especially for a character that's going to be mowing through my gear. You already know she's a Carbonti fiend, along with some tasty, delicious Chirotech, just like every other character in the freaking game, but, you know, she's a new character, so it's like 2 or 3-fold. It's really frustrating. It makes me wonder what the precedent is for the next characters, because there's no precedent, right? Unless you take it by type. If there's a precedent by type, then the Maul and Boba are going to come out only in this. And then the TIE Interceptor is going to come out like the Razor Crest. It's going to be farmable in the weekly shipments. It's going to be a part of the ship store. And then it'll be in here. And if that's the precedent, that leaves an awful taste in my mouth that not every character is being treated the same, even though it's coming from the same game mode. That sounds terrible, right? The Conquest characters already gave us such a different way of obtaining characters, which was kind of nice, you know? Gave you something to work towards. But the idea of actually having it being farmable, maybe outside of Conquest, because you're a newer player, or you're not that good at Conquest, or it's a game mode you just don't enjoy, right? Waiting an extra year should have been like punishment enough. But no, they want you to wait an extra year. So, I don't know. I don't know if she's just too good, and Maul's gonna be farmable elsewhere, and Dad Bod Boba is gonna be farmable everywhere, because boy is he the worst Conquest character ever. I don't know. It's just very frustrating, and I don't like it. Hopefully, the rest of this video helped you get your shards so you can start your 1-year grind. I'll talk to you later.